Lord Krishna is making Arjuna to declare to the whole world that Kaunteya pratijanahi name bhaktya pranashyati. O son of Kunti, Arjuna, you declare boldly, without any hesitation, that Krishna's devotees will never perish. Nobody can destroy them. This is my promise, and I want you to declare that because they are my devotees and I will always protect them. So there is a beautiful instance in Mahabharata where Krishna demonstrates this, and the very interesting practical lessons that we can learn from that pastime from Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, on 12th day of the war, as we all know that Drona makes a promise to Duryodhana that he will at least kill one of the Pandavas or capture Yudhishthira, Pandavas, and in that way he will bring some victory to Duryodhana. Duryodhana was very upset with Dronacharya. He said that you are doing partiality. You have favoritism towards those 5 disciples, your favorite students, Pandavas. So even though you are our commander-in-chief, you're not doing anything to them. You're simply wasting time. You're not harming them. You're not killing them. Even though you are the teacher, you know more than them, but still you're not able to do any harm to them. It is intentional. You're doing favoritism. So in this way, Duryodhana doubted Dronacharya's intention and also his capacities. So Dronacharya became very angry and he made a pratignya. He made an oath. He took an oath. Said that tomorrow, you see, at least I will kill one of the Pandavas or I will arrest them, capture them and hand over to you. This is my oath. So Duryodhana was very happy because Dronacharya is a very capable person and he has made a promise. So something big will happen. So the next day when the war started, so they intelligently made a plan. Chakravyuha was made. And Dronacharya had requested one special concession from Duryodhana. He said that for me to capture Yudhishthira, you should at least divert attention of Arjun from that place. Arjun should be taken away from that place. Only then I will be able to do something. So, Trishapta Samshakas, they diverted Arjuna from that place and they took him far away. They challenged Arjuna. Arjuna, you come and fight with us. And when Arjuna started fighting with them, they actually started running away from that place. And then Arjuna, he chased them and in that way they took Arjuna away from that place. And then here, now who will break this Chakravyuha? No one knew except Arjun. So the only person knew was Abhimanyu. But Abhimanyu said, I only know how to go inside, but I will not know how to come outside. But Yudhishthira, Bhima, they all gave assurance, don't worry, we will be behind you and we will somehow protect you. So in this way, Abhimanyu goes inside, as we all know the famous pastime that Drona, Karna, Ashwathama, Jayadratha, all of them put together and Duryodhana's son Lakshana, all of them actually kill Abhimanyu, especially when Abhimanyu was off the chariot. He didn't have any weapons. And Yudhishthira, Bhima, Nakula, Sahadeva, Satyaki, all of them are seeing it. Oh, Abhimanyu is in danger. They want to go and protect him. But Jayadratha was stopping them. It's a very interesting story. When Pandavas were in Vanavas, this Jayadratha, he is also called Saindhava, the king of Sindhu Desh. So he is the husband of Dushyala, the only sister of the Kauravas. So he had come once for, Vanacharina. He had come to hunt some animals in the forest, in the Kamyavana where the Pandavas were staying. And he happens to see Draupadi and he becomes attracted to Draupadi. And he asks her, "Who are you?" She introduces herself as Draupadi, the wife of the Pandavas. And so instead of being respectful to Draupadi, he actually kidnaps her with the intention of enjoying her. And then Pandavas rescue her and punish him by shaving off his head. So Jayadratha was very angry that they insulted me, they humiliated me by shaving off my head. For Kshatriyas, it is a great insult. If they shave off your head, that's a great insult. It is as good as cutting off the head. So he went and did some great tapasya to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva became very pleased with Jayadratha's tapasya, and he comes and asks Jayadratha, "What do you want?" He says, "Please give me vara, blessings, that I can kill this Pandavas." Then Shiva said, "Nobody can kill Pandavas. They are personally protected by Krishna. It is not possible." Then he said, "At least allow me to kill one Pandavas." He said, "That is also not possible." Then he said, "Okay, then what to do? So much tapasya you have done. I'll give you one blessing. One day in your lifetime, you will be able to stop the Pandavas. That day they will be defeated by you. This much I can give you. You'll not be able to kill them, and again you will not be able to defeat them forever. But one day in your lifetime, you'll be able to stop them, defeat them." So because of this blessings of Lord Shiva, Jayadratha was able to stop Yudhishthira, Bhima, Nakula, Sahadeva, and all other great personalities, and they were not able to go and protect Abhimanyu. And Abhimanyu was brutally killed. And when Arjun comes back, end of the day, he realizes his dearest son, Abhimanyu, the successor of the Pandavas, is no more. And he greatly laments. And he asked Yudhishthira, "Bhima, how could you not save him?" Then they actually tell Jayadratha stopped because of this special blessings of Lord Shiva. And Arjuna becomes extremely infuriated hearing this, that how Jayadratha viciously stopped Pandava. And he is the cause of Abhimanyu's death. And out of that great anger, Arjuna makes a new pratigna. He takes a new oath. He says that tomorrow by the end of the day, before the sunset, I will cut the head of Jayadratha. In this way, I will take the revenge of my son's death. So Arjuna makes this oath in front of everyone in the open field. And Krishna immediately becomes very concerned. "Oh Arjuna, what great mistake you did. You declared it openly in front of everyone, and the opposite party, the enemies, have heard this. Now they will make sure somehow that you will not be able to access Jayadratha tomorrow. It's a great mistake you have done." So the next day, however, the war begins, and Duryodhana is very happy. He got the news. He heard Arjuna making this statement that before the end of the day, before the sunset, if I don't kill Jayadratha, I will enter into fire and give up my life. So Duryodhana was so happy hearing this, that easily we are going to win this war. If somehow we protect Jayadratha today, if Arjuna is not able to access Jayadratha, then Arjuna will give up his life. He will jump into fire. He will burn himself to death. And if Arjuna is dead, then whole Kurukshetra battle is over. Very easily we will win. See, look at the foolishness of this Arjuna. How foolish he is. You see how when somebody is emotional, when you are taken over by emotions, you lose your intelligence and you make all kinds of, serious statements. And once a Kshatriya makes statement, he cannot withdraw it. He has to stand by his statement. That's a responsibility of a administrator, Kshatriya. He gives promise, he has to make it. So there is no way Arjuna can't withdraw it. He has to make it. So all that we have to do is we have to protect Jayadratha. So he calls for an urgent meeting and he tells Drona, Ashwathama, Karna, like this Kripacharya, all of them he calls and he tells them, see, today, somehow, make it or break it, protect Jayadratha. If he can win today's war, we will win this Kurukshetra war. So in that way, they started the war that day. The day started with great anger. Arjuna is that day, his whole, that whole body is shivering, his eyes are red, his lips are shivering out of anger, and he's infuriated with the death of his dearest son Abhimanyu, and his heart is burning with the grief of losing his son. And that day he starts his war. The bugles, the conch shall blow. They blow the bugles, they beat the drums, the war begins. And Arjuna starts fighting, and the Duryodhana side is very well prepared. They're very well planned. They protected Jayadratha in a most intelligent way. There are many people, layers and layers of army protecting Jayadratha. In each layer there is one great general like Karna, Kripacharya, Dronacharya, Ashwathama. All their intention was, if somehow we should delay it, just waste the time. We know that we cannot stop Arjun, but all that we can do is somehow you waste his time till sunset. So the Mahabharata is one of the very elaborate chapters. There are many chapters. In fact, Arjuna fighting with each commander-in-chief or the army general itself is one chapter. How Arjuna fought with Kripacharya, with what all arrows he was fighting, and what all happened, and then somehow after fighting with Kripacharya, then he fights with Dronacharya. Then there is such a great battle between Dronacharya and Arjuna. Then after that battle, then to assist Arjuna, Bhima has personally come. Yudhishthira has come. Nakula, Sahadeva, everybody has come, and somehow they're not able to access to Jayadratha. They have hidden Jayadratha. And Duryodhana himself is coming and fighting. In this way, and finally Karna comes, and Karna is fighting. Karna is fighting with Arjuna, and somehow Arjuna, he's able to subdue Karna, and then Bhima goes ahead and Karna stops Bhima, who was trying to assist Arjuna. And final part of the day, Ashwathama is fighting. And Ashwathama is extremely powerful, like Arjuna. He's also trained by Dronacharya. He's an incarnation of Lord Shiva. With so much of that Rudra Shakti is fighting, and they're fighting their equals almost. And Ashwathama is able to somehow stop Arjun, not able to reach Jayadratha. Arjuna is not even able to see Jayadratha. And it was such a fearsome battle. In that battle, the horses became extremely fatigued and tired. Because, they were fighting as if the 10 days of fight is happening in one day. What you can fight in 10 days or maybe 15 days, that is happening in one day, half day. And the horses are, exhausted, they're tired. And in that crisis time, Mahabharata describes how Krishna instructed Arjuna to create the wall, compound wall with arrows. And Arjuna created a compound wall with arrows. And within that area, in such a battlefield, when everyone is trying to attack Arjuna, Krishna created one space. And in that space, now Krishna released the horses, and he started patting their body, started massaging them, and personally fed waters to them. He asked Arjuna, shoot an arrow and get the water from the earth. And the earth, the Arjuna was able to get the water from the ground, and the horses drank that water. And Krishna allowed them to rest. And in that way, now the horses are also taken care. Can you imagine, how Krishna is so conscious of everybody's requirement, even when such crisis time is going on. And then again, the war started. In this way, the war happened. And almost the day is ending. Ashwathama is fully stopping Arjuna. He is not able to go take it forward. Drona, Ashwathama, everybody is there stopping Arjuna. So their only intention, Duryodhana more and more is looking at the sky. It is becoming red and red. It is almost setting. And Duryodhana is becoming more and more joyful. Over. Kurukshetra battle is over. Oh, we are going to win. Arjuna will die today. It's becoming over joyful. Dronacharya, Ashwathama, they're also feeling, yes, almost we have done today. It's done. But what they think is not important. What Krishna thinks is important. And Krishna thinks, Arjunasya Jaya Kankshi. Akankshi. The desire of Krishna is Arjunasya Jaya Kankshi. Arjuna should win. That's the desire of Krishna. What desire Duryodhana has got, what desire Ashwathama has got, what desire Dronacharya has got, and what desire the Jayadratha himself has got, that is not going to be counted at all. Arjunasya Jaya Kankshi Sasarja Tava Urjitam. Krishna is thinking in mind, I want Arjuna to win. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashyati. My devotees can never perish. Especially when Krishna is personally with his devotee like Arjuna. He will never let his devotee come under any danger. Arjunasya Jaya Kankshi. This is the desire of the Lord. Now Krishna told Arjuna. What is Krishna saying? Naiva shakyastvaya hantum vivarjayam bharatarshaba. Hey Bharatarshaba Arjuna, naiva shakyastvaya hantum nirvayajam. Oh Arjuna, you will not be able to cross this Ashwathama Drona. It will not be possible. Srakshyamyaham upayantam adityam apavarane. I will make some plan for that. With your capacity, today before sunset, you will not be able to defeat Ashwathama, Drona and reach Jayadratha. So, Srakshyamyaham upayantam. I am making some solution for that. What is that? Krishna is saying, Arjuna, tatostam gatamadityam mamstate sindhurajan tatostaya vismaya partha harshanaiva bhavishyati. Tatostam gatamadityam. I will create darkness in the sky. I will create darkness in the sky. Tatostam gatamadityam. Aditya, the sun. This foolish Jayadratha, Drona, Ashwathama, Kaurava, Duryodhana, they will all think Gatam Adityam. The sun has set. Tatostam Astagatam Adityam. Tato Astagatam Adityam Mamstate Sindhurajan. The Sindhuraja, this Jayadratha, he will think sun is set. Vismaya Partha, they will all be bewildered. They will all come under this bewilderment that sun is set. Harshanaiva bhavishyati, they'll become harsha. Because they're waiting for the time. When will the sunset happen? When will the sunset happen? When will the sunset happen? And once the sunset happens, harshanaiva, harsha. They'll become excited. They'll become joyful. They'll become very, very happy. Atma jivita labhascha. Atma jivita labhascha. Labha. That Sindhu Raja is waiting to save his Atma, save his life. Right? Atma labhascha, Atma jivita labhascha, pratignaya nashanat. They will all believe and they will think, pratignaya nashanat, your pratignya that you have made, that before sunset he will cut the head of Jayadratha, nashanat. That is now doomed, destroyed, because sunset is over. Astangatam ivamadityam drishtva mohena balisha. This Jayadratha, this Sindhu Raja will come out of illusion, thinking that sun is set. Astagatam ivam adityam, aditya astangatam, thinking that the sun is set. Drishtva, to see that. Mohena balisha, childish. These people are very childish. So he'll come out, the Sindhu Raja, to see that. Nahi shakshashatat yatatmanam rakshatum harsha sambhavat. He'll become so happy thinking that sun is set. He'll come out. At that time, please take your arrow and cut the head of Jayadratha. Krishna is telling this to Arjuna. Just see this. Krishna is personally with Arjuna. taking care of Arjuna, driving the chariot, whole day. The time is almost gone. But Arjuna is not able to reach Jayadratha. So now Krishna is saying, I will create darkness in the sky. Because of the darkness, they will all think Astagatam Adityam, sun is set. And they will, now Jayadratha will come out. At that time, Nahi Shakshashat Yatatmanam Rakshitum. At that time, he'll come out, he will not be able to save himself. Jayadrathasya Kshudrasya. This insignificant Jayadratha, the most fallen, he's an abominable person. He tried to kidnap your wife. He tried to rape her. And yesterday, he caused the death of your dearest son Abhimanyu. Jayadrathasya Kshudrasya. That Jayadratha, Kshudra, kill him. In this way, what happened? Krishna created darkness. And when the moment darkness came, everybody became so happy. Harsha Sankula Chetasam. Harsha Sankula. Oh, they all started clapping and blowing conch shell and started beating the drums, kettle drums. Over. Now today, the war is over. Arjuna will die now. All Kauravas are laughing loudly, clapping. And in this way, they were celebrating. And when they were celebrating, Duryodhana invited Jayadratha. Jayadratha, come, see your enemy Arjuna, how he will die now. Jumping into fire. He will enter the fire and he will die. Come, see that. So Jayadratha comes out. He raises his head. He was hiding. All throughout the day he was hiding. And now he actually raises his head, becomes visible. And now he not only raises his hand, he wants to see the face of Arjuna. He wants to enjoy seeing the face of Arjuna. See the sadism. See this, how much sadistic mentality these people have got. They want to see how Arjuna is looking when he's about to die, how he is looking like, what all feelings he is expressing on his face. In this way, Jayadratha wants to enjoy seeing Arjuna's sad face. So he raised his face, his head, and he became visible. At that time, Krishna immediately told Arjuna, Visasarjam tatastharunam. Visasarjam tatasturnam. Release the arrow, Arjuna. Saindavasya ratham prati. Look there, ratham. Saindavasya ratham. That is where the Jayadratha is there. Saindavasya ratham prati. Prati, towards him. Release the arrow. Tatasturnam. Satu gandiva nirmuktam. From your gandiva, relieves the arrow freely. Shashashaiva ivanuga. In this way, Krishna immediately gave instruction to Arjuna. And Arjuna, Shashashaiva ivanuga shakuntam iva vrikshagra saindavasya shiraha. Just like by releasing an arrow and killing a small bird that's sitting on the branch of a tree, without any effort, Arjuna took his gandiva with great force, released arrow. He remembered the mantras. The arrow that every day he has practiced by offering prayers, by doing meditation on the mantra, the Tattvabhimani Devata of that arrow. So he, remembering that, he released the arrow. And Prapashyanti Shirshetu. The moment that arrow reached Jayadratha, it severed, it cuts the head and separates the head of Jayadratha from the body. And the head is falling off. It's about to touch the ground. Prapashyanti Shirshetu Krishno Arjuna Abravit. At that time, when the head is about to fall and touch the floor, at that time Krishna says, Partha, Partha Shiros etat, Partha, Partha. Arjuna, Partha, Partha Shiros etat, Yathaneyam Mahitalam. Partha, don't allow that head to touch the ground. Don't allow that head to touch the ground. Just imagine the Ratha, the size of the Ratha will be about 4 feet. and top of that Jayadratha is standing. He will be, let's say, imagine 6 feet. So that means around 10 feet height it is, where the head has to fall off. So when the head is falling off from the 10 feet height, how much time it will take? Some few seconds time it will take. Partha Partha Shiros Etat. Hey Partha, make sure that head will not fall off. He has already released the arrow. The arrow has cut off the head and head is falling off, and that time Krishna is telling. And Arjuna immediately takes off another arrow. He releases that arrow with that speed, with such speed that we can't even think of, and it just goes off and it immediately takes the head of the Jayadratha again up. And then this Krishna is saying to Arjuna, at that time, can you imagine what will be the time frame this entire incident is going on? At that time, Krishna is telling to Arjuna, Shrunutvaivacha vakyam me Jayadratham prati Vriddhakshattra Saindavasya Pitam Jagati Vishruta. Now he is telling the reason why that head should not touch the floor. He says this, the father of this Jayadratha called Vriddhakshattra, he didn't have children for long time. So he did great tapasya. And after doing so much of tapasya, he got this child. And when he got this child, Jayadratha, at that time, one Asharira Vani happened. He heard one celestial voice, this Vriddhakshattra, father of this Jayadratha. And that Asharira Vani told, it made one statement, celestial voice. Kshatriya pravaro loke nityam shuravi sakritam. Hey, father of this child, Vriddhakshattra, this child will be killed by Kshatriya Pravara, a great hero among the warriors. Kshatriya Pravara, he will kill this child. Kim tvasya yuddhamanasya sangrame Kshatriya Rashabha. In one of the war, he will kill by cutting off the head of this, your son, Jayadratha. Shiraschedasya yati, Shiraschedaha. This Shirascheda will happen and he will die. In this way, your son will die. So Vriddhakshattra became very angry hearing this. Oh, my son will die. Somebody will cut off his head. So he gave a curse. Whoever cuts off the head of my son, whoever makes my son head fall on the earth, his head should burst into 1,000 pieces. So he gave a curse. So now Krishna is telling this to Arjuna at when the head is falling off. How much time it is? Now, this is the most important point that we need to understand at this point in time. Our whole life is visible in this situation. Our own life. What is this God doing? What is he doing with Arjuna? Is he playing around with the life of Arjuna? When Arjuna took the oath previous night that tomorrow Jayadratha's head will be cut off. I will make the head of the Jayadratha fall on the earth. Krishna was standing next to him. He could have told him, okay, no problem. When you kill him tomorrow, when you cut off his head, please be careful. His head should not touch the ground. So that Arjuna could have been aware of this well in advance. He didn't tell. Morning the war started with great vigor. Arjuna started his war. I want to cut off the head of Jayadratha. Krishna was with him. He didn't tell. When he told, I will cover the sky with darkness, at that time Jayadratha will come out, cut off his head. At that time also he didn't tell. When Arjuna released arrow, at that time he could have told, see, when you're releasing arrow, be careful, it should not touch. He didn't tell. When the head is cut off and it is falling off, at that time God is telling, Arjuna, I'm just giving you a warning, it should not touch. No, what is this? It looks like, does God really want to save me? Does God want to save me? Here is saying, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashyati. My devotees will never be put into danger. I will protect. If you really want to protect your devotees, you are telling in the last moment when head is almost touching the ground. Looks like, when somebody, your friend or relative or somebody, they come in the last moment when everything is about to get over, that time they will tell you, this is the answer for that question. When in the exam, when the bell rings and the examiner comes and tries to snatch the answer sheet from you, and your friend is telling, this is the answer. No, what is the use? Why are you telling me now? You should have told me a long ago. At least I would have written something. I would have written. So, does God really want to save? What is God's intention? Why is he putting Arjuna into such a big risk? Arjuna's life is in threat. If the head falls off, Arjuna's head will burst into 1,000 pieces. Why God is not telling all these things well in advance? So, same situation can happen to all of us. So many dangers can come in our life, or so many problems can come in our life. And we go through all that, and at last God is telling you. Then sometimes we may think, God should have told us well in advance. No, I could have done this a little more nicely. If this is how it is, we could have done it very nicely. What is this? Last moment God told, that's why I'm not able to do it properly. Actually, we need to understand the intention of God in all those situations. When you don't understand the intention of God in that kind of crisis or situation, when you're going through trouble, when you're going through trouble, Krishna's life is not in threat. Whose life is in threat? Arjuna's life is in threat. When your life is in threat, when you are going through problem, at that time when God tries to do all these things, there is possibility that we may doubt God's intention to help us. We may think, I think God looks like doesn't want to save me. We may lose faith in God. What is this? God didn't help me? Isn't it? Actually, this tells us what should be the mentality, attitude of a sadhaka, of a devotee in life. Because as a devotee, as sadhaka, we go through a lot of karma situations in our life. This situation is not because of Arjuna's karma. Arjuna is a pure devotee. This situation is created by Krishna himself. But in our life, when we go through problem, when we go through troubles, when we go through crisis, dangers, that is because of our own bad karma. And we are saying, I'm chanting Hare Krishna. Every day, Krishna is with me. Krishna is in my heart. Krishna says, I will protect my devotees. If Krishna wants to protect his devotees, protect me, then where is he? Why is he not protecting me? Why is he allowing me to go through all this unnecessary? Why, first of all, making that head first fall, and then he is telling, don't fall, make it fall? Like we can say, we want to build one temple. We want to build one temple. You want to build one temple. Now, we are going to so many people. We are asking them, can you help us with land? Can you help us with some resources? Can you help us with some money? And all these things. And after meeting some 100 people or 1,000 people, let's imagine you come across one person who will say, I will help you. Then a devotee can think, why Krishna simply wasted my time taking me to all 1,000 people? Already Krishna knows this person will help me. He should have directly taken me to that person, no? Why did Krishna waste my time like this? After all, I want to build his temple only. Then why did he waste my time? He should have told this well in advance early morning when I started from the temple to meet so many people. That time only Krishna should have told, simply don't go left, right, here and there, all those useless fellows. Directly go to this person. That's all. See, I could have chanted more in that time. I could have read Bhagavad Gita. I could have done so many other things. Why Krishna didn't help me? Why he made me go through so many unnecessary issues? First fellow I met, he insulted me. Second fellow I met, he scolded me. Third fellow I met, he ignored me. Fourth fellow I met, that person gave me very bad experience. Why Krishna made me go through all these things? Actually, this is the point where we have to demonstrate our faith in Krishna's plan. What is Krishna's plan? What is the plan of Krishna in my life? Krishna's plan is to bring out all the divine qualities of the soul. The love for Krishna has to come out. Because Shastras say, Mamaivamsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are Amsha of Krishna. We belong to Krishna. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Because we belong to Krishna, we have all divine qualities. Like Krishna is full of auspiciousness. Prabhupada says, when you say you are part and parcel of God, means you have the same godly qualities. Like gold, 1 gram gold has the same qualities of 1 kg gold. So we belong to Krishna and we have so much good qualities, and all those good qualities are now being covered by karma. And because of my karma, my good qualities are all covered like the cloud covers the sun. When the cloud covers the sun, you won't get the sunlight. Looks like everywhere darkness. Like that, when the karma, the lust has covered the soul, and because of which soul good qualities are not coming out. So now Krishna wants you to go through all the situation which is part of your sadhana, where Krishna will make sure that your good quality will come out, like he did with Arjuna. When he told Arjun, make sure that Jayadratha's head should not fall off, Arjuna did not ask why, what, where, when, how. None of the questions Arjuna asked. Arjuna didn't know that if it falls on the earth, my head will burst into pieces. Krishna told it should not fall. He said, yes, it will not fall. The faith in Krishna's plan. Krishna told Arjuna, I will cover the sky with darkness. Arjuna followed it. Shoot the arrow now. Arjuna shot the arrow. Now make sure that it will not touch the floor, ground. Arjuna is doing that. And what is Arjuna doing? It's so interesting. Tiriya urdham madaschaiva punarurdham madapicha. The head is, Jayadratha's head is coming, almost touching the ground. Arjuna is shooting an arrow. That arrow is taking the head again up. Again the head is falling off. Again Arjuna is shooting an arrow. So the head is going up and down, like the children play with the ball. They keep playing. The ball will go up and come down. Again you'll throw up, again it will come down. And it is mentioned how he was playing Sampakridana Nivarjana. Kridana. Arjuna was playing with the head of Jayadratha. And then Krishna told the story of Vruddhakshetra, how that father of Jayadratha had given a curse. And then Krishna told, outside of this, Samanta Panchaka, that is where this war was going on. Samanta Panchaka, this Vruddhakshetra is sitting under one tree and is doing Sandhya Vandana. And make sure this head will go and fall on his lap. So now Arjuna took his arrow and he took that head and nicely made this head land on the lap of that Vruddhakshetra. And suddenly the Vruddhakshetra opened his hand and he sees there is some head on his lap, and out of shock he stood up and immediately the head fell on the ground. And his own head burst into 1,000 pieces. Just see this. He is the one who gave that curse. Whoever makes my son's head fall on the ground, that person's head should burst into 1,000 pieces. And his own head bursted into 1,000 pieces. How Arjuna was protected by Krishna. At the same time kept the words of Vruddhakshetra. So, Name bhaktya pranashyati. Oh Arjuna, my devotees can never be vanished. They will be protected. And how Krishna protect his devotees in any danger. But in that danger, in that crisis, you should demonstrate your faith in God's plan the way Arjuna demonstrated. One should never lose in the faith of God, especially in the God's plan. God has a plan. And what is God's plan? Why He puts you into trouble? Especially good people, devotees. Sometimes people say, after I become devotee, I'm getting so many problems. After I become devotee, I'm going through so many problems. Yes, devotees only get problems. Devotees only get more and more problems. Devotees only, Krishna will make sure that devotees will go through more and more problems. Why? Because that is sadhana for you. Sadhana. When you go through that problem, it will become sadhana. For what? To bring out, to cleanse the soul, which is contaminated with the covering of dirty karma. The sin, the karma has covered the soul, so that has to get cleansed. That is why Kunti Maharani says, give me more and more problems. Vipada santuta shashvat. Tatra tatra jagadguru. Oh Krishna, give me more and more problems in my life. Because when more and more problems come, I will remember you. I will always pray to you. And in that way, my soul becomes purified and I'll surrender to you more and more. So, why we go through problem, why God cannot tell everything well in advance, is because in those situations, He wants you to use your freedom. He wants you to make the choice to exhibit good response, positive response, divine response. And when you demonstrate those positive response, that will make you glorious in the eyes of the world. Like Arjuna. Everybody appreciate Arjuna. He never resisted. Why? What is the harm? Let it fall. He never argued with Krishna. Krishna told he has to follow. So, devotees should have this in the mind, that we may have to go through till you realize your own good qualities. Your own good qualities you have to realize. And you have to not only realize, now you have to exhibit that good quality. And then you will come to know why God made you go through that problem. Till then you will not come to know. Like for example, student can ask, why this university is wasting our 1 year time? Day 1 they can give us question paper. No, this is the question I'm going to ask you. The question, exam over. So that we will prepare only for those questions. And we will write in 3 hours or maximum in 1 day my education is over. For that, why they wasted my 1 year? Why they made me go through first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, entire book, and after I go through entire book, they gave me only one question. What is this? Simply wasting my time. This is not intelligent way to understand. When the examination is given, it is given after you go through your entire syllabus. After you know entire chapter, after you know your complete, the whole knowledge, then question will be given to you. Now you know how to answer that. So first Krishna will prepare us. When you go through so many troubles, problems, challenges, that time Krishna is teaching you. That is a syllabus for you. That is what sadhana we have to do. That is a good quality we are supposed to learn. And at the end, when the crisis comes, you know how to give answer. Like students know how to answer in the exam. Not that I will study only for those questions. No. Questions can change. Some other question can come. If you know entire chapter, whichever question comes, you will be able to answer. Not that simply they have to give you one question. So, like this, God can tell in the morning only, okay, this is the person who will come and help you today. Then what will we do? We'll simply, okay, anyway, that person only, no? And I know that person only. So instead of going in the morning, afternoon I'll go. So till afternoon I will sleep. Or why afternoon? I can go in the end of the day also. Anyway, I already know Krishna has told this person only is the one who will give you money. So till evening I'll just watch some cinema movie. In this way, if you're not prepared yourself, how to engage in Krishna's service, this can become disastrous for you. So the purpose of the Krishna is to keep you engaged. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha. Why? Because that yuddha will make you continuously think of Krishna. The Krishna's purpose is to make you keep thinking, keep praying to Krishna. So here it is not about going and meeting that person. It is about thinking of Krishna, engaging your mind and intelligence. And when that sufficiently happens, when you have learned how to engage your mind and intelligence sufficiently, then it will be revealed to you who is that person, who can help you. So we should have that patience. If things don't happen, it only means that I have not yet sufficiently engaged my mind and intelligence to remember Krishna, think of Krishna, become dependent on Krishna. That has not happened. That is why Krishna is not connecting me to the right person. When that happens, then Krishna will connect me to right person. Because now I know how to think of Krishna, how not to waste our time and energy. So that is why Krishna won't reveal his plan well in advance. Just like the university, don't give the question paper from the day you join your college, the day your semester begins. Why? They want you to study the entire syllabus. Like that, Krishna also want you to study the syllabus. And what is the syllabus? Syllabus is Manmana, Bhavamad Bhakto, Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru. Become my devotee. Always remember me. Think of me. Learn how to depend on me in all situations. Mat chitta, mat gata prana, bodhayanta mam parasparam. When that sufficiently happens, then I will tell you what has to happen. So, in this incidents of Mahabharata, we can see that how till the last moment, the Arjuna's life was in threat if the Jayadratha's head falls on the ground. Till that moment, Krishna didn't tell the reason. But Arjuna demonstrated all good qualities by having faith in Krishna's words, doing what Krishna wanted him to do. And then Krishna gave the answer and protected Arjuna's head. So, in this way, we understand that, at any cost, Krishna always willing to, ready to protect his devotee. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranasha. This much is very clear. Nothing bad can happen to us. Nobody can do any harm to us. Nobody can destroy me. But if the problems are coming, it only means that I have to prepare. I have to learn all the good qualities. That is why Krishna is allowing me to go through this. That is the reason. We'll stop here. Granthara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.